Hello. Oh my God. I was just like, am I Christine? I'm Christine. Welcome to the Booksplosion Hammer of Oh my God, my phone is going off. Everything's ruined. Let's do it again. Hello, I'm Christine, and welcome to the Booksplosion Hammer of Thor live show. We will be taking questions from you guys on Twitter using the hashtag HammerSplosion, and we'll also be spoiling the book. So if you don't want to be spoiled and you haven't read this yet, we highly recommend it.
Let's talk about our non-spoilery thoughts before we get to the spoiler.
Okay, but let me just say really quickly, thanks to Disney Hyperion for sponsoring this read-along.
Yes, thank you, Disney Hyperion.
Okay, let's kick it off with non-spoilery feelings, and then we'll kick out you people who haven't read it yet, because you don't want to be spoiled.
Yeah.
Jesse, kick us off.
Okay, I'm gonna kick us off. I love this book. I think it might top the Percy Jackson's series for me, which I know is like a sinful thing to say, but I want the next book like tomorrow because I loved it that much. I don't know what else to say. I just loved everything about it. Like I loved the characters. I loved Magnus and Hearth and Blitz and Alex and Sam, and everyone is just perfect. And I love everybody. And the humor was on point, and I loved the plot, and it was just great. All around, A+, 5 out of 5 stars.
Cool, cool. Kat, how about you? Oh, this is Kat, and this is Jesse. We didn't say hi. I ruined. Oh my God. I also don't have my light on. What is my life right now? Oh, okay, sorry. Go ahead, Kat.
Yeah, I agree with Jesse. Like, I adored this series so much. Like, I read the first book this month as well, right before this one, and it's everything I could have hoped for. Like, I understand if a person, like, personally, it's not for them, they don't connect with it, but just like critically, the characters, the world, the humor, the storyline, like everything about it is so good. I loved it. I haven't read the original Percy Jackson and the Olympian series in a while. Like I only read it once. I didn't grow up with it or anything. I don't have a huge attachment to it. So I think this could definitely be my favorite Rick Riordan series after we get that final book. Like depending on how it wraps up, but it's a very strong contender for that.
What is it? Is this going to be a trilogy or a series?
It's trilogy!
What?
I know. Why is this the shortest thing? It's very upsetting.
I know.
Why?
I know.
The same as his Egyptian series, but still.
I found that out and I was just devastated because I was like, oh, we still have a lot to go. Like, how's the series going to end? The apocalypse? What? And then after the end of this book, I realized, like, oh, that's how the series is going to end. It's going to be what we have to do in the final book after this book.
Wow.
I can see the ending now, and I don't like it.
Oh, I'm excited for it, though.
Totally, but only a trilogy.
Seriously.
I agree with these two, and I feel like I've talked about it a lot already because I have a whole video. I love PJO. It's just like I said in my book talk, I feel so repetitive. Like there was just a few books in there that were just like I didn't love as much, but like these two books I've loved both like so much. Yeah. And Rick's always on point with humor and with his characters, and everything's beautiful. If you haven't read his books yet, go forth right now.
And start with this series. Like
I wouldn't though. Percy's amazing. Go start with Percy.
See, I would suggest starting with Percy if that sounds like your kind of thing, but
no, what do you mean? Everything is Percy's thing.
He has a different opinion. Let her speak.
No.
I think that this series blends the best elements of both of the series. Like it has all the fun and like personality of the Percy Jackson and the Olympian series. Like it's told in the first person perspective. Like we get all that great humor and like the smaller core cast of characters. But it has, it's more on the YA side of things. Like Magnus is 16, he's much more independent. It has more of like the larger scope, like the Heroes of Olympus series does. I feel like it's the best series that Rick has put out to date. And
Nice try.
What was I just gonna say? But the thing is,
read Percy Jackson the Olympians. It's fantastic and it's relatable no matter what your age is.
Yeah, Percy is fantastic, and it builds off of Percy in some ways. Like, it'll be better. I feel like, especially the next book will be.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, you can
read Percy.
You can definitely read the first Magnus Chase book with no other knowledge.
Yeah,
the way this book leaves off, you're gonna want to know.
Even like, yeah, just knowing.
Now, can we just talk about what's gonna happen?
Okay, yeah, if you haven't read it yet, leave us. Leave us.
Be gone.
Leave us.
God, we're going into spoilers.
Okay, so Annabeth. Right to it. You want to know what Annabeth has been through when you meet Annabeth. Like, she's been through some shit. like, endless shit. So when she meets him, it's so exciting because it's like she's going to help him with everything. And that's, I think, a major reason to read Percy.
So do you guys think that I'm going to have to read Heroes of Olympus before I read the third?
Oh my god, Jesse, read Heroes of Olympus.
Well, I mean, I want to read it anyways, but I'm just like...
Yeah.
I think you are because... we don't know how big of a role Percy and Annabeth are going to play in the next book.
But there's a chance.
There's a chance, and it definitely takes place after the events of Hero of Olympus. So they are going to be, like, affected by
I'm pretty sure Trials has something to do with, like, whatever's going on over there. We need to read that, too.
I don't know.
Read all the Riordan books, which I'm fine with because I love them.
I'm really excited to read Trials now. But... yeah, you have to, like, she talked about, like, oh yeah, a boat journey.
A little bit, like, of something that happened, but I didn't really, like, know.
I don't think
bad at that one line, because I was like, there's one line at the very end of this book that spoils the events, and I was just like, that was unnecessary.
It doesn't really, though, like, because
I kind of was just like, I just brushed it off. I was like, whatever.
It doesn't ruin it in any way. But it was a line that, like, it added nothing to this book. It just...
Everybody was, like, tweeting me, like, you have to read the Heroes of Olympus series before you read Magnus. I'm like, guys, I have to read this now for the Booksplosion live show. I can't read that whole series in a day. I'm sorry.
Are you talking about the line about the boat?
No,
Let me plug my ears.
We probably shouldn't point it out. You have to do it now.
The line right after the boat.
I don't remember. I don't know where it is. I'm not like on.
Okay, Jesse, you're not listening. I'm going to no, it's kind of
it didn't even stand out to me.
It's about falling into Tartarus.
Oh.
Yeah.
I feel like Jesse was spoiled for that. Someone spoiled him in the comments.
I was spoiled for that.
I was spoiled for that too. Yeah. No, Jesse, unhook. Jesse.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not. And like we were both spoiled for that same thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not on this book.
Obviously not because of this book.
No, back in the day. Someone left it in my Tumblr, fuckers.
Yeah, you got spoiled immediately.
Yeah, because I was like reading them and doing the videos all at once.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've been taking questions on Twitter. If you don't know, #HammerSplosion, and we will answer your questions. Let's see what we've got here. Emmy has asked our favorite anti-hero in this series so far, and I feel like anti-hero is a stretch when you talk about any of these characters, really. We don't really have an anti-hero. We have, like, angsty protagonists. So, like, who's your favorite character so far, maybe?
Our favorite character?
Aside from Magnus, like...
Yeah.
Okay, because Magnus is just so lovable and funny and relatable. Probably Hearthstone, because, like, my heart goes out to him. I love him.
I love him, too.
I love him, too, and his tragic backstory just kills
me. And especially because he has one of the, like, biggest personal stories going on. Like, you know, obviously Blitzen has, you know, his issues, and Samira has her struggles, but, like, Hearthstone has, like, problems.
His family life is very upsetting. Very upsetting.
So enraging.
I feel like I'm really curious into how that's going to come back around because we're going to be
Totally. Yeah.
it's gonna, and it's going to be interesting how that plays in.
That was one thing that, when I read this book, I thought it was going to be a 5-book series. Like,
Yeah.
we're gonna, revisit Hearthstone's story at some point in the series. We'll get back to it. But now we only have one more book, so like we're definitely gonna revisit his problems in that next book and like face his father, and he's gonna. Oh, something. I have a theory. Do you guys want to hear my theory?
Sure.
I don't think Hearthstone's brother is dead.
I don't think Hearthstone's mother is dead.
I think the mom is dead, but when they were on the run, they were like looking for the door to the other world, and they were saying like, "Oh, it's really strong right here. Like this is a really weak part." I think Hearthstone's brother like fell down the well or into another world, and he's still alive. He's just stuck out there somewhere.
I just thought it was like suspicious too. Like his mom was dead since he last visited, and like she got hit by a random car. Wasn't that what it was?
Yeah.
Yeah. Everything
kind of suspicious. That though, like that seems very public. I mean, it was total bull that his dad was blaming it on him. Like, oh yes, your mother got hit by a car. He's so sad and thinking about you.
Excuse me. But yeah, we'll see. I'm a little worried because as far as a finale goes, there was no finale for the Heroes of Olympus series, and I hope this finale is a giant, big finale.
I mean, I feel like it will be because the finale for each individual book has been like a big deal finale.
Yeah,
like,
it was for the other books too, though.
Yeah, the first book, The Sword of Summer, like, the main thing that I loved about that book is that it surprised me in killing off like a named character and revealing like that one of the characters was actually Odin, and like that like legitimately surprised me. I didn't see that coming.
I always hope his characters will die, and nobody does.
So do you guys not like the finale of the Heroes of Olympus series? Is that what you're saying? You didn't really love it?
It just doesn't feel like a finale. Like it didn't feel like it was over.
As an installment, it was a fantastic.
Yeah.
But as a series finale, after it had built up like so much epicness and the whole scope of it, it felt a little underwhelming. Like it wasn't bad. It was still good. It was just.
I liked all the other books' finales better than that finale.
Okay.
Yeah. It was just very underwhelming when it comes to like the end of the end. You know how like Cassandra Clare is like amazing at end. I wanted it to be like that. It wasn't. I was hoping though that meant there was something more, which maybe there is with Trials of Apollo, because a lot of those characters might come back.
Yeah. I've heard I've been spoiled about some elements of Trials of Apollo, but yeah, like. I feel like the reason it wasn't a finale was because all of those characters still have like open-ended stories. Like,
yeah. We have another question from Kelsey Henderson, which is it's interesting. I don't know if we're gonna be able to answer it really like accurately because we don't know that many Norse gods. But she said, "Which Norse god would you like as your parent?" Now, I feel like as of right now, Frey. Like, we don't really know enough about each Norse god. It's not like the Greek system where everyone has a specific thing. They all have like 50 things too, like different abilities and like. Yeah. I wouldn't want Loki. Is the only thing I know.
Not Loki is basically.
No thanks.
Not Thor.
And then like it doesn't seem like having a godly parent is that important in this book. Like it's not like with Camp Half-Blood and what's the other camp?
Camp Jupiter.
It's not like with those where like you have to have a godly parent to get in.
Even in Camp Jupiter, you could be like the descendant of a demigod and be in there. It was weird.
Yeah, like to get in Valhalla, you just have to die a heroic death and be holding a blade in your hand or a weapon in your hand when you die. Like you don't have to have any godly parentage at all. Yeah, it's like not as important in this book. And again, we don't know as much.
Yeah, it just gives you like more special abilities as an Einherji.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I
He like spelled it out in the book, and I still didn't know how to say it.
He said it in the beginning of the first book, but I don't remember now.
You said it right. And Harry. And Harry. I listened to the audio.
No, I inherit G is what I said. Okay. Alexis asks, did anyone notice that Magnus sniffed Alex and apparently Alex smells like a campfire? Yeah, totally. Like, that's a total Magnus likes Alex move too. As we've learned from Friends and the rules of hair sniffing. Do you guys ship
Also, that's something in
Malix, which is like Malik, and he
Malik? Oh my gosh.
no, like Rick definitely did this purposefully.
No, Magnus
did.
is named
He asked for permission to use Magnus from Cassie. He knows what he's doing.
I like it. I think something is going to happen.
Oh, I like it too.
Going on there for sure.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what happens.
We got a lot of people asking the Norse God question, actually.
I have a question for you guys if no one else has asked it. Which of the 9 worlds would you prefer to live in if you can't live in our world?
Oh my goodness. Obviously, I think Asgard is the nicest. But if you had to pick like Elfheim or Dwarfheim, it's called Nibelheim or whatever it is, the dwarf world. I don't know, because the dwarf world was so much more fun.
I would totally live in the dwarf.
Yeah, what is that?
It was a map that came in my first Magnus Chase book.
Ooh, that's so
Yeah,
cool.
I have it too. It's on my wall in the other room.
Have that. You guys got the fancy stuff.
I would live in the dwarf world. Are you kidding me? It's dark all the time, and they play Taylor Swift, and they have like the appreciation for fine craftsmanship. I dig all of it.
That was very funny, but I think
I couldn't believe all the Taylor Swift references. I was like, what's going on?
references to everything. I was just like so thrown out of it when Percy made a reference to The Walking Dead once, and I was like, excuse me.
And he made a reference to Saga that
Really? Oh yeah, he did.
It's on his shelf. It's on his bookshelf, and I was like,
He makes a reference. Yeah, he makes references to like internet lingo, like there's rafflecopter jokes and like all.
He made a reference to Vine in this book too, and I was like, oh,
yeah, I saw that. I was like,
yeah, it's because you don't expect it to go there because it's so,
fantastical, kind of, yeah.
Yeah, but he like plays in those jokes, which
I like that. Like I like
it now, but like
at first it's kind of like, whoa.
In like 15 years, 20 years, and then they're gonna be like, "What's Vine?"
Like that's like the trouble with including pop culture references is that they can be dated really easily, and he just didn't know how dated Vine would be.
Yeah,
this book came out less than a month ago, and Vine is gone.
Let us see here. Okay.
Vine.
Who would you guys say is your twin out of the core crew? This is from Emily. I don't know if there's a twin. Who is your spirit animal out of the core group?
Jack the Sword.
I see that.
Oh my god!
I would say Otis for me.
No!
He's not core, but he's my favorite. I wish he was
Otis.
Who else would I pick? I guess Magnus, if I have to pick anybody else.
Yeah, the thing is, like,
I would be Magnus, I feel like, out of those 5.
I related the most to Magnus.
Yeah. Like, Magnus is like the person who's human and doesn't know what's going on. And
he's not like the gung-ho charge into battle type. Like, he will fight if he has to, but he'll also like hide under a table.
Yeah, like Samara, she's too brave and like go for it. I could not be her. Blitzen is like, I guess, next.
I could kind of see relating to Hearthstone as well, because just like how he would sacrifice something to like go after his main dream, like that, like pursuing his ambitions is something that I think is kind of relatable.
Yeah, they both Blitzen and Hearthstone have their different relatable sections. Okay. Magnus Chase or Magnus Bane says top trash.
I mean, what are your parameters? Like, they're so different.
They're so different, and I don't know. I don't want to pick one. I love them both.
Yeah.
Magnus Bane is my Dumbledore.
I'm gonna have to say Magnus Chase. Well, I don't know. That's hard.
No, I might pick Bane because I have been with him for so long. I feel so loyal to him.
And we're gonna continue to see him too.
Yeah.
Eva. I don't know.
Okay. Oh, this is an interesting question from Emin. I'm sorry, but that's not how you pronounce your name. What would your room in Hotel Valhalla look like?
Ooh.
I like that. It would have lots of books, I think, for all of us.
Yeah, libraries.
Mine would have a dark room and all sorts of things to hang up pictures on. Oh, that'd be cool.
A super nice office with the fanciest computers.
Oh, I'd have a dance studio in mine. It would be and, big mirrors. And maybe a cheerleading team that comes out when I feel like
your backup dance.
a camera crew. I bet I'd have a set for videos.
Oh my gosh, you'd have a pantry full of oatmeal.
Oh my god, I'd have so much food in there.
You don't have food in their places. You could get oatmeal off of that giant beast.
Oh yeah.
Oatmeal from the beast.
I was gonna say that you could have a cheesecake factory in yours, but now that you say that, we have the feast.
I guess we can get room service. Can't we get room service?
Starbucks.
I would have a Starbucks in mine. A little Starbucks.
Oh my god. I'd have a personal designer and a personal hair doer.
You already have that, Natasha.
No, she won't be at Valhalla.
How do you know?
But I don't want to have to make her do it. I'd like to have my own personal, I don't want to say house elf, but house elf.
Christine, reservation for the house elves.
I'll pay them just like they pay Dobby.
You don't need a house elf. The rooms clean themselves. Magnus flipped over his couch, and when he returned, it was all
I don't think they clean themselves. I think there's magical maids.
Well, then you don't need a house elf. What do you need a house elf?
What am I going to call my maid to do my hair? I want a hair elf. Just for hair.
Just for the hair.
Get the squirrel to do your hair.
No, I hate that squirrel. Stupid jerk squirrel.
Squirrel is a jerk.
Okay. What? Oh, okay. Alexis says, can we talk about how Loki is actually Alex's mother? I forgot about that.
I thought that was going to come into play at the end, but then it didn't, because the sword was supposed to be the bride price, the gift to the bride's father, but because it was actually Alex and Loki is Alex's mother, that Loki wouldn't get the sword because of that loophole there. But that didn't happen. He got the sword. He's out. He's gone.
I hate that scoff-rung sword. Why did Jack ever want to date it? It's so evil.
It didn't need to be evil. It's not its fault. It's used for evil.
It is its fault. It has it only kills to kill. If it cuts, you will die.
Yeah, if you draw it, it has to have blood, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. You could draw it in battle and do well in battle and save the day. You don't have to draw it. Just don't draw it.
I still think it's evil. If it can't be drawn without eating people, it's evil. Let's see. Does anyone have a good question here? Because I lost them. Where are they? Here we go. Okay. This is irrelevant. Which cover did you prefer of the two books?
Ooh. I like the color scheme of the first one.
Me too. It's like just more pretty.
They're both beautiful, but
They're both really pretty.
Yeah.
I don't have the first one with me.
Okay. If you guys had two goats like Thor, what would they be named? That's from Proud Book Lion, Christina.
Christine and Kat is what I would name mine.
I don't want to be
Not
named
kill us and eat us.
Yeah.
God.
Come back to life the next day. It's fine.
I know, but like then we have that killing complex. Like poor baby Otis. My poor Otis. All I can picture is Chandler in goat form.
Really?
Yeah.
I
And
figured like an Eeyore type.
he is Eeyore. Like Chandler feels
Chandler's not Eeyore. Chandler's funny.
no, but like so is Eeyore. If you spend more time with Eeyore, you'll see. Just like if you spend more time with Chandler. A lot of times in his old age, he's like, oh. Let's see. Do you think Magnus and Percy are going to be bros? Of course they will be. This is from Jessica. I think they're going to get along real good.
Yeah.
Like the reason that Percy and Jason didn't get along is because they had like a really similar personality type.
Oh
Like-
no, Jason was so annoying and stupid. What?
Well,
They
no,
had a similar hero complex. Like they
yeah,
both
hero
wanted to be
complex.
like the hero.
Yeah, whereas Magnus doesn't have that. So yeah, I definitely think they'll get along.
Yeah, Magnus is
a banter.
yeah. Yeah.
Also Magnus is Annabeth's cousin, and you know, like Percy has matured more. Like Percy's gonna be 18, right? Like
He's legal.
You can date it without it being weird now, Christine.
Okay, he's 23 in real life. Let's get over this. That's so weird. If we were in these books, we'd be younger because it's back in the past.
Weird.
It's weird. If you could switch places with a Norse god, who would you choose? This is from Caitlin Roberts.
What was the question? I'm sorry.
If you could switch places with a Norse god, who would you choose to switch places with?
I mean, none of them really have it great.
Yeah.
Not Loki. I mean, not Loki. Not Syphilis. I mean, Syphilis. Siggy. Sigyn. Her name's Sigyn. Sitha, Thor's wife, is doing okay now. But would you want to be married to Thor?
No.
Not really. I don't know.
Thor wasn't that bad.
Freya was funny.
I liked Freya.
Yeah.
She is very pretty. She has cats.
Remember Magnus was like looking at her and thinking she was attractive. He's like, stop it.
I would focus on her left eyebrow.
It was just like that episode of Friends. Like, do you remember that episode when she's massaging? She's like, let's see, focus on Chandler's foot, Chandler's toe, Chandler's nose. Chandler's so funny. Okay. How important is the third book to decide whether it's your new favorite Rick series? It's so important to me because the only reason Heroes of Olympus isn't my favorite Rick series is because of the last book.
Yeah. So if the third book is on par with these ones and like an excellent finale, and like on par with what's the last Percy book?
The
Blood
last.
of Olympus.
Yeah, if it's on par with that, this will be my favorite series.
Wait, you mean like the first series, the last Olympian one?
If it's on par with the fifth book in
The
last
last.
Olympian, yeah, if it's on par with that, this will be my favorite series.
If it's on par with Blood of Olympus, the other series will be my favorite series. Well, PJO is the best series altogether if you're gonna look at it like that. But like because it has a nice end, like the end is really important.
Yeah.
I feel like when you're looking at a series.
That's why I find myself like so hesitant and like kind of meh about so many finales is that they don't quite live up to what I.
Yeah, and it like really lowers your opinion of the series, and it sucks because you could like absolutely love the first 2 books, and then the third one comes in and it's not very good, and it's like, well, why is this making me dislike the other ones now?
Yeah, it lowers your opinion of the whole series.
Yeah, it's very upsetting. I hate when that happens.
It happens more often than it
doesn't happen.
Like, I'm starting to, like, part of the reason why I've been avoiding reading all these finales that, like, I have and haven't read yet is because I don't trust them. Like, I'm so worried they're going to let me down.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, Sandra Clare is, like, the only person who can write a finale.
Oh my gosh, that's the best finales. I mean, Melissa did a good job with Winter.
Yeah, like, Winter was good.
Cassie is definitely like the queen of finales.
The Last Olympian was good. Like that, the first Percy series was a solid conclusion.
Yeah,
like,
it wasn't like epic though, as I was thinking was as epic. You know, it wasn't as long. That's the thing. They're shorter. They're not as long.
I also feel like we're all ruined from
Harry Potter. What an amazing finale. Like that. Oh, it's so good. And then, yeah, we were disappointed by Mockingjay. It which just wasn't as big as a finale is expected to be. So, yeah, and then we all have Allegiant. Anyway, okay. Kaylin Roberts asks, would you rather be an elf, a dwarf, or a giant? And I think an elf for me. What about you guys?
I mean, Taylor Swift is a dwarf, so.
Is she a dwarf or is she just playing on the radio?
He's a dwarf. It's not like 100% confirmed, but like, it's very strongly.
But she's so tall.
Yeah, exactly. You don't have to be short to be a dwarf.
I thought they were shorter.
Not necessarily.
Interesting. I think I still pick elf.
I think I'd pick elf too.
I like that you can hop around like zero gravity. That was just like, as soon as I heard that, I was like, oh my god, that's so cool. I was gonna outline and dance around. Probably have less back pain. Like a lot of things would be easier over there. Hopefully, have like a nice family though. They feel very judgy.
Yeah.
The whole thing, like their whole like culture, essentially, is very judgy.
Yeah, it's like very classist. Which, like, if we had a longer series, I feel like we'd do something about that. But no.
The thing is with this series is, if he makes it, I feel like 3 books are actually good because we can spend our 3rd book like getting Loki back and settling things and fixing things. But if this series were to go on, like we'd have to have Ragnarok, we'd have to have the apocalypse, and then there's no coming back from that for anyone. Rick Riordan can't write any more books ever because all the worlds are gone.
Okay, switching gears here because I love this question. Michelle asks, what do you think Jack is going to think of Riptide? I can't wait for that. Oh god. That
I didn't think about that.
I think Jack and Riptide will butt heads.
Yeah.
Riptide doesn't speak, so like.
Yeah, Riptide doesn't have a personality, but I remember in book 1, Magnus makes a joke about like, I can't turn my sword into a pen, like that's totally lame, and like he feels like the sword is like amused by that. So I feel like Jack is gonna be like, who's this punk?
Yeah, I know. I remember that joke, and I was like, "Lol, look at you poking fun." But I think the pen is still cooler than the pendant.
I like the pendant.
I don't like having to like rip it off your neck all the time. I like that it's just like in your pocket at all times.
But that could be uncomfortable. If it was a pen around your neck.
I mean, but like wherever you are, like I wonder if it goes into your bra if you don't have a pocket.
Yeah, if you don't have like, where do you put your pen? I don't carry a pen with me all the time.
You can put it in your hair. You could be like Katana.
I mean, but I can't do that all the time. I can't make. I lose pens so often.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing about the pen. It appears right back in your pocket. Don't you remember? I was worried about that too. With Jack, he just freaking float away. Like he just goes off on his own. And I'm like, Jack, come back. What are you doing? At the end,
go on dates with other weapons.
At the end, I was like really annoyed because I was like, what's happening with Jack? Like, why can't he help? Like, what is going on? For the longest time, he couldn't do anything. And then, like, right when everything is over, he can move again. And I was like,
yeah, but I liked that because it would feel like it wasn't earned if he could just use Jack to solve every problem. Like,
no, but Jack wasn't even like, he was heavy. He was weighing him down.
Well, he was like a regular sword. He wasn't holding himself up.
No, but remember when he was like in the goop and he was like burning and like Jack was like weighing him down? Remember?
I feel like that was just because of its like the natural weight of any sword, though. Not like.
Whatever. I was just like, Jack, you're here all the time singing your stupid songs, and now we need you, and you're just like a lump.
It wasn't his fault, Christine.
It's his fault. Let's see. Do you guys have a favorite scene in this book?
Let me think.
I like the scene where they were all being tested by the giants, and they all had to like beat the giants in a competition.
I like that too. It was fun.
What else?
I'm like blanking right now.
I also love the scene where Hearthstone like got free. Like he paid off his debt, and he was like no longer like a nice like closure.
That was kind of a sad scene though because everything still was bad. Like,
but it was like his first step in really moving on from that. Like it was a really big step in him moving forward.
This is an interesting question from Tate. How do you think you would die in your first Valhalla battle?
Ooh.
I was so scared just like the first time he was in battle. Like, I don't like that. I don't like it.
I would die immediately and I wouldn't see it coming. Like, I'd be like, oh, there's someone over. And then like from this side, I would just be gone.
Somebody coming up from behind you or something.
Yeah.
Jessa?
No. Probably the same. Like somebody would just surprise me, especially if it was like the first time.
I would like take my shields and walk like this and then go hide in a hole until it's over and pretend to be dead. Like I'd pretend to be dead.
That's not how you get into Valhalla.
No, I mean, no, it's when you're in.
No, like, that's not behavior of someone who got into Valhalla, Christine.
How do you know? I could be defending someone I love to the death, and that's why I got in there.
You must die gloriously in battle.
But not in the everyday Thursday battles to the death.
You can. You have to.
You don't have to. They don't have to do anything. I already died.
You don't have to, but you'll bring dishonor upon your family.
I don't care.
You come back to life.
So you still feel the pain.
Yeah, but it's so bad.
Every time. It's the worst. I hate it. They do everything to the death. I don't like it. What do you think will happen to Hearth and Inej? Aura asks.
I think they'll get. I like them. I ship it.
Together. They're sweet.
Mm-hmm. Like we don't see a lot of her, but like the information that we have, I can build like the whole story in my head about like how they've grown up together and she's always served his family and like Hearthstone is like the neglected son. He like the maid's daughter is like in love with him. Very cute.
Yeah. Riley asks if you were a child of Loki, would you use your powers or would you not like Sam? What do you think you would happen?
I would 100% use my powers.
Yeah, I'd try to claim them. I'd try to claim them like she did.
Yeah.
But even if you didn't know that was a possibility, like,
Well, like, how does Samara know that?
Like Samara thinks that using her powers like puts her closer to Loki.
Yeah, but I mean, if he's your dad, like, I feel like if it was my dad, I would like try to think of the good stuff. You know, like when he was using the powers, I'd be like, this is a good thing he can do. He could like change. You know?
I don't know. It's a tricky situation, but regardless, I would totally use the powers.
Yeah, I think I would too. And I'd probably struggle like Samara, but I know she's gonna come out in the end and be able to resist him. Should we answer more questions or should we talk about next month? Or what do you guys think? I don't know why this is a very slow going live show, but it is.
Oh, let's talk about there's a question where I just saw it. About Samira telling Amir everything.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
How'd you guys feel about that?
I liked it. I really liked that relationship.
I mean, yeah, I like the relationship, but it was interesting that she was like bringing him into the world and stuff.
I was wondering if he's gonna come on like the next quest or whatever. Like, is he gonna join them? Like,
oh, interesting. I don't like. Yeah, she's like bringing him more into the fold. Like, he was there for several scenes. Interesting. I don't know.
yeah, I like Amir though. He's like just the fact that he goes along with this and like cares enough is really telling that he's like good. He loves her. It's an interesting dynamic because we don't have because we have like a very like sibling-y dynamic between the main two protagonists.
Yeah.
Very different from like what we're used to.
Right.
Yeah, because
somebody asked what we would name our bowling team.
Booksplosion.
Bowling bananas. Okay, guys. I think we should announce our next month book of the month.
Okay, even though we've already announced it like everywhere.
I know, but like people still don't know. I get questions a lot.
Hiding it above my head. Oh, it's already been announced. Gemini!
Gemini!
Kristoff. With illustrations by Marie Lu. Where's her name at?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Her name's in here somewhere. Oh, there it is. Marie Lu.
Yeah, very excited. It's the second book in the Illuminate series, which we read last year in November, right? Last November. Yeah.
Last November.
Yeah.
Go back to November all the time.
And then our December book of the month
I don't have that one.
is The Sun is Also a Star by Nicola Yoon, which is just getting so many amazing reviews. I'm so excited to read it.
Yeah, I loved her first book. Did either of you guys read that? Jesse, I know you're planning to.
This month I'm planning to read it.
I want to read it. I haven't read it yet. But yeah, I feel like I'm just getting back into the talking groove and I'm losing it. So that's why I'm not talking as much. And you guys aren't filling in any blanks either. We have nothing to talk about.
We're super excited for the Gemini live show. We haven't planned out when our live show is going to be, but we will announce it all over social media like Twitter, Instagram, and probably at a YouTube video as well. So keep your eyes peeled for that. We'll let you know when that's happening as well as The Sun is Also a Star live show. We don't have that set in stone yet, so.
Yeah, Sun is
Let
Also
you guys know as soon as we know.
Sun
Okay?
is Also a Star will probably be like late December, right?
It'll be before Christmas.
Yeah.
For Christmas. And both of these books are already out, so go get your hands on them, read them, and join us.
Yeah, I forgot about the book birthday for Gemini. I have to make a Instagram happy belated book birthday.
It came out like a while ago.
I know. It was like tangled up with a different book of the month that we were already doing. So, I missed it. It was during our traveling time for New York Comic Con, I feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was right after.
Oh, and all you guys, we're going to be at Yale Fest this week.
Y'all,
Y'all
you guys should share this, letting us know if you're going to be there.
Yeah. Should we show them our new swag?
No, secrets. Show them one.
Show them one of our new swag.
Okay, I'll show them one new swag. Which one?
I feel like we showed them one last time.
I think we did. I feel like that's the one we showed them.
That's the one we showed last time.
That's okay.
Good, no spoilers. But yeah, versatile new swag that you can use as bookmark, or like we can sign it if you want us to, and you can put it on the wall, or you could just look at this and look how pretty it is.
Tape it to your face and wear it to school.
You can laminate it and use it as a sticker.
We love that promo, so if you want to do that for us, that'd be great.
But yeah, we have 4 different designs. It's great.
One of them is limited edition too, so you got to be at Y'all Fest to get your hands on that one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it's gonna be Saturday at 12.
Yes.
Saturday at 12.
At a certain time, which I can't remember right now.
12, but I don't know.
12? Okay.
It's like the museum. I don't know. It's always so confusing as to where it is. Like last time, we spent the hour before our panel literally running around from place to place trying to figure out where it was because it was confusing.
Yeah, not everyone was on the same page about like where we were supposed to be. So they're like, "Go here," and then we'd go there, and they'd be like, "You're supposed to be over there."
Yeah, and it was like, wait, what's happening?
We were just really glad that we decided to go to our panel an hour early because we were right on time.
Yeah, like it literally, like we were there like 15 minutes before, and it was like we had to set up.
It was good though. It was good. And yeah, this year, like there'll be signs. We'll be tweeting it out if you're going to Y'all Fest. Just follow our Twitters and keep an eye out for us posting about that.
Yeah, definitely follow us on social media so we can direct you because we'll be talking on Twitter. I'm at XTeenMay on Twitter. You guys?
I'm at Jesse the Reader on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, etc.
And I'm at cat_tastic.
Underscore.
Yeah, I have at Katie Tastic, but I don't use that Twitter. And like every time I check that Twitter, I see a bunch of people like ask me questions from like a week ago, and I'm like, I'm sorry I didn't answer your question, but you tweeted my wrong Twitter.
Oh my goodness. Well, that is what's coming up with us. Thank you guys so much for joining us for this live show. I'm sorry we all are like a little dead today.
Dead, I'm alive.
I'm sorry. I'm just recovering from illness. So that's what's going on over here. But we'll see you guys next time for our Gemini live show. We hope you
strikes again.
join us for this read along. I'm so excited for the audiobook. I'll talk to you guys next time. Goodbye.
Bye.